Welcome to the Ultimate Wellness Group. Today, our discussion is going to center around veganism or the vegan lifestyle. So let's first put things in context. The vegan lifestyle was coined by a man who was considering protection of animals. So he decided to align a diet based on stopping eating meat for those people who were meat eaters, and a lifestyle and a culture that was of meat eaters. So from its inception, I think that's somewhat foolish, and I hope people don't take that the wrong way, but it is foolish to come up with a diet plan, a lifestyle eating plan based on the fact that you don't want animals to be harmed. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm pro any type of harming animals. I'm not with that, just to harm animals for no reason. But at the end of the day, when you are putting together a lifestyle plan and you are looking at the type of foods that you want to incorporate into your lifestyle plan, that has to be based on what nutrition you are going to receive from the food, and then what are the needs of that person, and then where in the world you live and what is available for you to put that dietary lifestyle together. Not the fact that I don't want to harm animals. That's a good thing, but that's not a good thing to base a lifestyle dietary habit on. So there are many ideas out here about what you should eat and what type of lifestyle you should practice, but I really want to inspire thought in those of you who are listening to this video. So when it comes to the vegan lifestyle, I just mentioned that. I don't think that that's a good place to start. And then some of you are following this paleo diet, the Paleolithic diet. Well, if you're black, brown, or red, how can you honestly get the best diet for yourself when you're going back to cave day? That's what Paleolithic means. It's going back to cave days. And so, some of you may take this as a kind of a negative, but this is just truth. Black, brown, and red people didn't live in caves. White people did have an existence in caves. That's their true history. So if they were living in caves and we never lived in caves, we've always had a way to start fire and cook our foods. Why would we follow a people and a diet that we never lived in that condition? So when it comes to eating raw vegetables and it comes to eating raw meat, and in paleo diet, they do want you to take away from meat. But my only point is that in cave existence, they were eating raw meat. We never ate raw meat. So how is that something to start a basis of a good lifestyle on? I don't see that as a good thing to start. If you are interested in having a long life, you have to follow the best advice. And the best advice comes from God. It's my opinion. But I have plenty to base that on. It's not just some ethereal thoughts I have. It's a scientific that I'm talking about today. So when I look at the scriptures in the Bible, I look at the scriptures in the Quran, that's where I start when I'm trying to figure out what it is that I want to eat, how it is that I want to formulate a lifestyle dietary plan. And as I have said in previous videos, my medical experience is where I started. So there was one time in my life where I was eating 5 meals a day. That was the general consensus in the medical industry in this country. Starting around probably the late 90s going into 2000s, it was suggested that people eat multiple meals a day. Eat before you get hungry. Foolish idea, but that's where I was. That's what I was thinking. And so that's what I was doing. Once I did some research, just in general, the person who was the most popular at that type of lifestyle was LaLanne. LaLanne was probably considered one of the most healthy white men. He was very, very interested in physical fitness. And I remember hearing him say a statement. He said, "If God makes it, eat it. If man makes it, leave it alone." That was one of the statements that he was coined for when it came to dietary, lifestyle, eating habits, those type of things. So LaLanne was like a leader, and he was one of those people that was kind of that vegan lifestyle type person. A lot of people followed him in the things that he said and the things that he did. The man didn't live to 100. He died at 99. So did he do everything right? I don't know. I don't know him personally. Did he make a lot of mistakes? Did he do some things wrong? I don't know. I can't explain why he died at 99. What I can say is this, that I don't know any people that lived a long time on a vegan lifestyle. I don't know anybody lived a long time on a paleo lifestyle. 80 and 90 years is not a long time. I had a grandmother that lived to 110. She was overweight most of her life. She ate pork most of her life. She didn't have a lot of good information as far as how to eat the right foods. But based on her lifestyle and based on where she came from and the fact that black people grew most of their own food in the places that she lived, she didn't go to a grocery store until she was almost 50. So 110 is not old to me, because I know she could have lived a lot longer. So when I'm talking about living a long time, I'm talking about the things that I read in scriptures. Methuselah lived to 969. Do I believe we could live that long in this day's society? I think it would be very difficult. But we should be able to expect a third of that, shouldn't we? Shouldn't we expect to live 300? Just if we use our minds. It takes a lot of work. It's going to take a different approach, not following people that have never given you any proof that their results were worth anything. So again, my medical life now, my medical suggestions, my medical information is mostly coming from How to Eat to Live. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in How to Eat to Live told us that we could live to 1,000 years. The diet that he is promoting is a vegetarian diet. He suggests that we do not eat meat. So again, that veganism and the vegetarian lifestyle that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is mentioning is similar in that they're both suggesting that we shouldn't eat meat. But the Honorable Elijah Muhammad isn't suggesting that we shouldn't eat meat based on the fact that we're trying to protect animals. And again, I'm not against protecting animals, but that shouldn't even be involved in the conversation when I'm sitting down trying to decide whether or not I'm going to eat meat or not. It should be, how does meat affect the human body? So we're taught by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad that meat is too hard on the digestive system. We were not made as humans to digest meat. That's the reason why we shouldn't eat meat, because it's too difficult for the body. It wears the body down, and digestion is directly tied to aging. So for all of you that are out here on social media making comments about how to eat to live and that somewhat being associated with vegan lifestyle, that is completely false and shouldn't be mentioned. Veganism has nothing to do with How to Eat to Live by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad at all, because we are suggested that milk, correct whole milk from a cow that has not been pasteurized or homogenized, is very nutritious and very good for you. We also are allowed to eat eggs. Now, some people would say, well, why do we need those things? That's from an animal. We shouldn't be drinking. Yeah, I understand all those arguments. But at the end of the day, we are a thinking people. That's what differentiates humans from everybody else, that we should think through and process what we are doing. So let me just say this. Those of you who believe that an individual set of scriptures is for an individual faith, that is not mature thinking. All of the scriptures, whether it's the Bible, whether it's the Torah, whether it's Hindu, whether it's Buddhist, any of these written scriptures were given by one God. There's only one God. He has the ability. He's more intelligent, more smart, and more capable than any of us. So how is anybody that grand and that smart that you think that the only scriptures that are available for people are the ones that you read? No. We can learn from all scriptures. And so there are scriptures in the Bible that talk about eating, and there's scriptures that are in the Quran that talk about eating. I'm always going to put God first. And in the Quran, it specifically speaks about milk from the cow being agreeable to the drinker. So those of you who want to say that it's not, I'm going with God 1,000% of the time before I follow any man. I'm going to use my mind and put things in process. I will do a video specifically on why milk is good. Not the milk that you can buy out of the grocery stores, but milk that comes from a farm where they are taking care of the animals correctly, not feeding them soy and not putting hormones in them. That is some excellent food for you and your body, and probably the best source for vitamin D that you can find. Eggs are another good source of vitamin D. So that's why we include eggs and milk in our diet, because it's a very good source of vitamin D. Vitamin D is not necessarily the easiest vitamin to find when you are a vegetarian. If you're just eating navy beans and good vegetables that you are cooking not too much or steaming so that they still have a crunch in them, and you're eating vegetables and you're eating good wheat bread, you have a very, very, very good eating style. But it's difficult in that lifestyle to get vitamin D. So you have to find some places to get your vitamin D. In addition, raw milk has an excellent source of amino acids. Amino acids are the breakdown product of protein. They're very beneficial to the body, very beneficial especially to the brain, and they are very beneficial in the aspect of being an antioxidant, meaning keeping you from aging. That's because it takes so much work to break down protein when you eat it from animal sources. So I just wanted to do a video today to suggest that people stop following trends. There are a lot of people that are going to have a lot of changes, but you have no idea what their story is. You don't have any idea where they're coming from. If a person is eating McDonald's and Wendy's and Burger King and all of this garbage out here, which includes Subway and Slotskis and some of these other places that people think are more healthy, that's still garbage food. The way that they process those foods and the way that they keep them so it looks fresh to you when you come in a store is really killing you, even though you think you're eating something fresh. The only way that you can properly take care of your health is to know what you are going and picking and producing. The best is to produce our own food, but since we're not in that place now, you have to know what you are choosing. And then you have to go home and prepare your own food if you want the best of health. You can't trust somebody else to prepare your food for you. You don't know what they're doing. You don't know what their ability is or what their wisdom or knowledge is about how to prepare foods correctly. So the process of knowing where some of these people come from, because again, as I'm saying, if you're eating all of this fast food, you can pretty much change to anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be healthy, and you'll see results. I used to use a statement all the time when people used to come see me in my office. I used to say, if you're a fast food big meat eater, I could lock you down in my garage and feed you chocolate covered cat doo-doo or dog doo-doo and rat poison. You're going to lose weight. You'll probably see a difference, but does that mean it's good? No. So Paleo Diet is a cave people diet that black, brown, and red people should not be following. Veganism doesn't make sense when you're starting from a perspective that isn't from the scientific aspect of what is the best for a human body. The best for a human body is that we need protein, but the best sources of protein that we can eat are navy beans and raw milk. The best source of antioxidants are fruits. The best source of minor proteins and some good antioxidants, as well as other what we call phytonutrients. I don't call things that are good for the human body chemicals. We have a negative connotation to chemicals, so I call them nutrients. There are a lot of different substances that come from fruits and vegetables that heal the body. So when you are putting together a lifestyle dietary program for yourself, it should be based in the science of what is in the food and how your body was made to get it from there. There is no supplement. There is no product. Like there's some products out here that says that they're making turmeric much more bioavailable because they're breaking it down to nanoparticles. Don't you ever believe that madness. If God made something on this planet Earth that's good for you, he made your teeth and your stomach and your intestines better than anything to be able to break that down, and then absorb what it is to take care of your body perfectly. Please. You can send me as many questions or have as many comments as you would like. I would love to answer them, but start using your mind and thinking through what it is that you are putting in your mouth, putting on your plate, and using as what's going to sustain your life. So I hope that you learned a little something today about the difference between veganism and what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches, and why paleo diets shouldn't be for any darker indigenous people on this earth. And thank you for tuning in to the Ultimate Wellness Group.